Welcome to our beloved audience here at the Bulgarian Entrepreneur Magazine. Today, we welcome once again Marc de Turck from FreeBoss. And today we're going to discuss a topic that is a personal favorite of mine, which is personal and business finance. And Marc will share his expertise on the topic. Thank you for joining, Marc.
Thank you. Yes, for those who don't know me, Marc de Turck is the name, FreeBoss the company. So before answering your questions, more than 35 years ago, no, 33 years ago, I was giving a lecture in Luxembourg, and my mother telephoned me, mother-in-law, worst situation you cannot have, the tush-tush, like they say in Bulgarian. She telephoned me that the bailiff, the bailiff is someone who is writing down everything that you have. Because I had a serious financial difficulty. This, you can imagine this was not nice for me. And I was in Luxembourg giving a seminar for European Commission staff. And at that moment, I came back and I learned something about finance and financial control. And I redressed the situation. Today we have 3 houses, etc., everything goes well. So, and this experience I want to share on a lecture, and then after that on a seminar of 1 day. So first there's a lecture, like normally every month, and then there is a seminar. Basically, the people will learn lots of things, but I let the questions to you.
Thank you, Marc. I think it will be best to start off with the following. If you can share with us what are the most common mistakes that people and businesses do that lead them towards financial troubles and difficulties?
The biggest mistake is that, 1, they don't know what money really is, and 2, they put their money in things which do not give a return on investment, and 3, they don't put money aside to make it more difficult for them to get more money.
Okay, and what are the steps towards recognizing that you're actually in a financial difficulty?
Well, you have income and you have outgo, you have a balance sheet, right? And at some moment, you follow a financial plan. I will talk about the financial plan on the seminar, on the lecture. You need a financial plan per month or per week if you're on short term. And above that, you have to put reserves. And a lot of people don't do this. And first of all, they don't necessarily put a financial plan there. Some people do budgeting. Others don't put the reserves on that. And the third ones, they have it, but they don't necessarily follow it. So these are basically the 3 main steps when you plan your finances.
And what are the steps then to handle difficulties? So the first step is to recognize that you even have some, and then
first,
to start fighting those.
The steps is something else. So you asked me the biggest difficulty. So I give you the 3 difficulties that I see. Now, before handling financial difficulties, 1, you have to know what money is. Basically, it's an idea. And on the lecture and the seminar, we'll go much deeper into that. Second, there is a way to exchange. A lot of people don't give more than they promise. So, and of course, then they have financial difficulties. It's a very interesting phenomenon in Bulgaria that a lot of people promise much, much more than they can deliver. And they delivered so less than they promised, and then they have financial difficulties. This is a direct relation. So that's 2. And then 3, when you have debts, because some of you, maybe all of you have debts, there is a way to pay this so that you don't become psychotic. Debts make a person psychotic because you have your attention in the past, right? And when you have attention in the past, you don't have attention enough in today and in the future. That is why we are also going to talk about how to pay debts. And we are going to talk also how to invest and when to invest. because a lot of people, they invest wrongly. They go very high up, and the first thing they do is invest. No, they first have to economize, pay all the bills, and then they can invest what is remaining. This is, by the way, one of the things that Plamen Popov told me. It wasn't, epiphany, what I told him. I said, when you go in affluence, when you go very high up, you first have to economize, not pachanga, not invest. Then you pay your debts, and only at the third place, if there is money left to invest in better service. Always invest in better service. Now, I will also explain when to invest, because this depends on your balance sheet, how much own capital you have towards the value of the company. In 2008, end of 2008, there was a crisis. And actually, internationally, there was a rule. If your own capital is not minimally 30% of your balance, meaning if the value of your company is for more than 70% in the hands of the banks, you cannot go to the bank. Any bank in the world, except some mafia situations, but any bank in the world will not give you 1 penny. So then there is another solution. We call this the 3F, families, fools, and friends. And if you have more than 30% own capital, it's time to invest. By the way, this is what these big guys between brackets do when they create a crisis. They create a crisis, and then they buy and they invest so that they have more control over the market, right? So I will talk about this also on the lecture and then later on the seminar. And the last thing I will talk about on the lecture and on the seminar is how to invest in what exactly. You can go vertical or you can go horizontal, right? And a lot of people don't know this. So it will be very interesting, funny, and it will be something people can really apply. Yeah.
That's amazing, Marc. Thank you. I will allow myself one last question, which is, since you mentioned debt a couple of times, and we all know the kind of the bad sides of debt, is it possible to have good debt, or would you
Yes,
rather?
of course. This is, of course, I mean, it's all a leverage, right? You have people who want money and keep the money. Never do this. Money has to roll. That's one. And two, when you have debts, but you know that you can go forward, so you control this. Control is the key, basically, on income. If you control the payments, of course, you can make debts to have higher leverage, and you should. The point is the control of the payments back. That is the point. And how to do this when you have difficulties. So how to redress a debt situation in a way that your attention goes from past till now and future, right?
Good. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but on the webinar and the seminar that you do, you help the audience build a strategy not only for their business finances but also for the personal ones, right?
Yeah, both. I mean, on the lecture, we are not going to help them to make a strategy. This is more the seminar because we don't have time in 1 hour and a half. But of course, when we talk about finance, we talk about life and the energy of life, because money is the energy. And this is used privately and business-wise, of course. You have to be able to control both. Yeah.
Amazing. And just as a final point, Marc, if you can mention the dates and when the events will be.
So it will be on 26th of November, November 26th, 4 p.m. Bulgarian time, like usual. 26th of November, 4 p.m., 1 hour and a half, like usual. This is the lecture. And then later on, we will do the seminar. But the people who come to the lecture will then get the dates of the seminar. This will be somewhere end of November, beginning of December. Okay?
Understood. And the webinar it's online, the lecture, right?
Of course. Like usual, every month it's online. 1 hour and a half, 26th of November, 4 o'clock.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Marc, for sharing your insights, and we're definitely looking forward to the lecture.
Welcome and success. Ciao.
Thank you so much. To you too. Bye-bye.